And what's probably what I would consider the toughest loss of the season. Tennessee blows a 17-point lead at home to Kentucky at the end, loses 80-77, a little bit of a skirmish scuffle. At the end, you're allowing Kentucky to celebrate, to do their thing on your own home court on a game you should have had well in hand. Hit the like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button for me. Tennessee in control most of this game today, most of this game, but all it matters is in the end. Hats off to Kentucky for continuing to fight, for coming back, making that comeback, making things happen. Just a game where I don't know. There's a lot of thought. I'm not going to get too worked up over it. Yeah, I'm not happy about the loss. I think they totally blew this game. I think Mark Pope once again outcoached Rick Barnes, and that's been Rick Barnes this is becoming a trend this year. You can agree with. I don't care if you agree or disagree with me on this. Rick Barnes is getting outcoached in big games a lot this year, and that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. I don't care if he's the greatest coach in Tennessee basketball history or not. The fact of the matter is Rick Barnes is not pulling the right strings with this team right now. Case in point, Troy Henderson balls out against Texas A&M. Or I say balls out, he had a really good game the other night. All of a sudden, we're going back to Ethan Berg. What did Ethan Berg do? Nothing. Gets in, turns the ball over at times. But just, kind of a tough when you do an instant reaction post-game like this. Tough loss, especially to Kentucky. Again, when you had the 17-point lead, you had it in check. But once again, second half defense not there. Kentucky scores 49 points in the second half. They shoot 60% from three-point range in the second half. And teams continue. What continues to I see as a problem, teams continue. They'll drive the ball and somebody, it seems like all the time, crashes, leaves a dude wide open. It happened. Kentucky got too many wide open shots. And hats off to Kentucky, too. Tennessee was not getting the looks that Kentucky was. This team is not a good defensive team. Let me rephrase. It's not up to what we expect out of Barnes' teams defensively. But the biggest thing to me is taking care of the ball. Jacoby Gillespie does a lot of good things. The one thing that really hurts, though, is his taking care of the ball, his ball security. 4 turnovers, and the biggest one to end. Turns it over. Just a bad pass, and then he commits the foul on it as well. Kentucky goes to the line for the +1, misses it, gets the rebound, and then Aberdeen goes down, hits the shot. 80-77. Gillespie does get to the line. But I said 80-77. 80-78 was the final one, and I apologize. Wrong one for me on that one. But regardless on it, they blew a 17-point lead. And this one's going to hurt. Now, this team does get a week off before they play at Alabama next week. So we'll see how things go this week. But I just don't think Barnes is pulling the right strings with the lineups. No, and he's going to have to at some point get out of this thing. When a guy gets 2 fouls in the first half, he benches them for the half. Because when Gillespie went out, again, Tennessee's not where they are without Gillespie, but at the same time, his ball security hurts. It hurts a lot. And but looking at it too, there's just times when I'm watching the game, Ament for a point in time in the second half started to take the game over. And then I'm like, why is he not getting the ball? And I watched him for a couple of possessions, and all he did was stand on the left and barely moved. And they're not – you got to move. I saw him moving later on with it. But this is just kind of a hard one to really put all together as to how they blew this lead. Again, hats off to Kentucky for coming back. You got to give them credit where it's due. They didn't give up. They kept fighting. They come back. They got the win on Tennessee's home court there as well. But looking at stats, Tennessee was not bad from three-point range today, 42%, 8 out of 19. Kentucky was 11 out of 24, 46%. The second half especially, though, Kentucky 6 out of 10 on that 60%. Free throws, Tennessee got to the line more, 20 out of 29. Kentucky 13 out of 21. That was a big difference. The The 3 turnovers, though, 3 more turnovers. Tennessee had 12 turnovers to Kentucky's 9, and those ended up 15-12. There's your ball game. Those 3 points where Tennessee won the rebounding battle. Kentucky got 19 second chance points. There's another point. You could say they come out with. Kentucky's bench was definitely better. Points in the paint were even 30-30. 18-14 on assists for Tennessee, Kentucky. So it's just one of those things, man, where you look at this and you really don't see a reason they should have lost this game other than the turnovers. That's where it's at. Again, Gillespie, without his 24 points, we're not in this game. But still, man, he just had some plays there that just baffle me, some passes that I don't know what he's seeing. And each time Kentucky made them pay on those turnovers from Gillespie too. Just a tough loss. Barnes, we're seeing guys. I continue to say this on it. For me, I don't think they take offense serious enough. Yeah, they scored 78 points today on this one, but it's bottom line of I apologize for the stuff going off. Take care of that, but it is just, I don't know. You look at, you've got to have Gillespie on the court. Ament, at times we'll see that aggressive, because there's times that I'm like, yeah, this dude, he's getting it. He's getting it. And then then he's not moving. We don't see much from him for a period of time either. I liked what I saw times out of Dwayne Brown. Another point I would bring up too that I think really hurt was Jalen Carey's finishing today. He was 3 out of 12, 6.7 boards. I like Jalen Carey. I'm a Jalen Carey guy. I like what he brings, but his finishing today, Kentucky was contesting him a lot, and he just wasn't finishing at a high enough level today for them. JP Estrella today plays, trying to see what was his minutes. It wasn't much, 9 minutes. I just don't know what has happened here with him. He went from, we're seeing a guy that looks like one of the best players on the team to not even playing 10 minutes now. That one's kind of hard to explain. And I get some of it is, Barnes has talked about he wants him to be tougher, not as soft basically on it. But, Brown, I thought did some good things. Akpara did some good things in there as well. Just a tough, and Kentucky had 5 guys in double digits today. This team is just not that Barnes defensive team. They're just not. And I don't know what the answer is. It's just inconsistency. It's an inconsistent team. You're going to get points out of Gillespie. Gillespie is definitely your most aggressive guy. There's no doubt about that with it. Ament, at times aggressive, at times he's not. When he gets aggressive, when he wants to take over, man, their teams are having a hard time stopping him. And then you don't really see much. He don't even touch the ball for periods of time there as well. I just think one thing I do think on this when I look at it is, I like what Boswell does, but he's not an offensive guy. I like what Amari Evans does. He's not afraid to shoot it. He had 8 points today, but I really feel, I don't know, I would like to see more Troy Henderson. Again, I was not happy that after what Troy Henderson did, all of a sudden Ethan Berg, who hadn't played, is all of a sudden back in today. Made no sense. Made no sense to me on it. But I'm just finding things here, basically. That was something that I didn't care for. But really what I don't care for is 49 second half points. This, 42-31 at the half. Kentucky outscores Tennessee 49-36 in the second half. Their second half defense just has not been good in these, bigger games for the most part this season. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where teams are adjusting. It said to Kentucky, that's 2 big comebacks in a row for them on the road. They're a better second half team than a first half. And I don't know, where they're making adjustments, figuring things out. Tennessee is not. And I haven't seen what Rick Barnes has to say. Rick Barnes has got to figure this team out. He's got to figure this team out. This was a loss that shouldn't have happened today. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Kentucky's 4th straight win in Knoxville at this point too. And yeah, I know you got them last year when it counted in the Sweet 16, but Mark Pope has done a pretty good job against Rick Barnes in 3 out of 4 games, even though I'll take the one Barnes got over the other 3. Don't get me wrong on that, but I don't know. This is a frustrating team, and I don't know what I still don't know what their ceiling is because they're so Jekyll and Hyde. Where one game you'll see really good out of them, next game you just don't see a whole lot. And you know, I don't know, man. It's a frustrating team to watch because we've seen. I mean, the Houston win, excellent win on that one. Louisville win at home. We saw how good they played in that one. And then some of these losses, man, you just see things that just make you bang your head on it. Yeah, by no means am I, saying the season's done or nothing. But, man, they need to get this one back somewhere. It'd be nice to see them get it back when they go to Rupp somewhere. But this team's just up and down, man. They're up and down. And I don't know what the answer is. Too careless with the ball. Free throws, 69%, not great. But, again, I mean, they were 7 points – just a little over 7 percentage points better than Kentucky today. I don't know. It's one Rick Barnes, I'm sure, is probably not going to sleep well with tonight. And we'll see. Kentucky wins 80-78. Tennessee is off till next Saturday night against Alabama. Maybe it's a good time after a loss like this and the way things ended there as well. Last thing Tennessee's added since this morning I did a video, they've added like 4 guys from the portal. Been a pretty good day for Tennessee football in terms of what they've added here as well. But I'm going to wrap up on that one. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you when I see you.